Hey, what's up guys? Shuckle King here, bringing you another Wi-Fi battle. This is against Ellie. This is gonna be a fun game, facing a pheromosa. That's ridiculous, but hopefully Solgaleo can come clutch. It's not an offensive set, even though his weakness policy is actually special defensive. I do like leading with Choice Scarf Zarude this game because I should be able to pressure either the Seismitoad or the Tyranitar if that wants to be the lead. If Pheromosa leads and his Choice Scarf, well, that's unfortunate. It could be Sash, I suppose. As Zapdos leads, I would doubt it, and I could just Volt Switch into my Landorus, and if Chandelure leads, I have a lot of speed and go for a Darkest Lariat, and I'm okay with that. So, good luck to have fun. Yeah, I'm very excited to play Ellie. She has great content. Make sure you go check her out below. So, yes, I think Zarude should be able to put on pressure on whatever she leads with. So this Zarude is fairly straightforward, just a momentum-grabbing mon with acrobatics that are over, say, maybe jungle healing or close combat in the final slot. To hit that Pheromosa. Definitely an issue there. I actually have max HP on this set just to take as many hits as possible. It's an okay pivot into like Tyranitar, which otherwise I don't have the greatest pivot into on the team. Between Ice, Rock, and Dark, Tyranitar hits my team for pretty decent damage. The speed will allow me to add speed, I believe a Choice Guard Duraludon, but also allow me to add Max Speed, Jolly, or Timid Pheromosa. So let's see what the scenario is. Frank, is that Seismitoad? It is Frank the Seismitoad. So I have an option here of either going for a power-up, U-turn, or Darkest Lariat, because I think you don't stay in with the Seismitoad. You could go into Zapdos, and if I get paralyzed by the Zapdos static, that would be quite unfortunate. And I don't think my Darkest Lariat would 2-KO to Zapdos, unless if it's very, like special defensive or not physically defensive. But I imagine it'll be physically defensive. So based on that damage, it doesn't look like it's max defensive Zapdos. I can go into my Nihilego here, or my Landorus. I think both of them, honestly, like, they're both my setup sweepers, and I think both, honestly, they give me a good chance to go for it here. So this is quite an interesting Landorus set as well. So this is a pretty speedy, pretty specially defensive sword stand set. So the set here is meant to take on the special attackers. Mainly, this will allow me to take an Ice Beam from a non-offensive Galar Slowking, which is kind of crazy. And also allows me to take Hurricanes from the Zapdos. I should not be 2-KO'd by Hurricane unless I get like confused or something like that and hurt myself in confusion after a sword stance. But at +2 attack, Earthquake plus Rock Slide should be close to killing everything on the team. If it is like a max HP Pheromosa, then it's a roll in favor for me to kill. It's not 100% to kill. So if I can get some Sand Chip with the Tyranitar, that would definitely be most ideal. The one mon that this doesn't handle that well is Tangela, but fortunately Tangela didn't come this game, so I should be okay. Substitute gives me a better chance to try to get into Salic Berry range, and maybe, say, avoid a Toxic from a physically defensive Zapdos with Toxic, probably Roost, Electric, and Fire coverage for Solgaleo. So hopefully this set can work out. And the Salic Berry, I run the same speed as my Zarude, so this will also have to be the Pheromosa at +1 speed, unless if she is Choice Scarf Pheromosa. There is a chance that the Zapdos is faster, and I also saw that the Zapdos didn't have pressure, so it is static. I can go for a Sword Stance here. She could go for a Toxic, but I would doubt it. I think you would be like a U-turn, Volt Switch, Roost, and Heat Wave or something on the lines of that. You could be Toxic. Okay, U-turn. 20 damage. Oh, it's a crit. Okay, that's not the biggest deal, but I do find out that she is U-turn. So that's good information to know. I can set up a substitute on this in the future. I imagine she just goes right into the Pheromosa and goes for an Ice move, which would not be the greatest. But I do have a Slowking that can kind of take on the Pheromosa. She could hard predict that and go for a Bug move, but it's kind of so be it. But the thing is, I could be Achi Berry, which wouldn't work against Triple Axle, but would work against like a special Ice Beam set, and it's really tough because Pheromosa is quite good, so it is pretty hard to tell whether she'd be a physical or special set. But even with a physical set, I think if you get like 2 or 3 hits, you probably just kill me with Pheromosa, because only the first triple axle hit is going to get affected, and that's going to get severely weakened. Oh, Chandelure comes out. Like, you go for a trick here? Could be Choice Scarf, but yeah, I'm fine just going for an Earthquake and picking up this kill. This kind of seemed like a weird play. Shadow Ball. Okay, it is Scarfed. Does not do a lot of damage. 76 damage. And I will pick up the kill, which is great, but it's going to put me in revenge kill range of Pheromosa, which is a little unfortunate, but I think, honestly, I should be able to set up later on in the game with this Landorus against the Zapdos, because I don't think the Zapdos can really do anything to my Landorus behind a substitute. So the Chandelure is down, and that's great for me. Ah, yes, the Pheromosa is definitely the threat. This should open up my Solgaleo actually quite a bit. Now I can go into my Solgaleo here. Because it's special defensive, I should take this on fine. The worst case would be going for a Throat Chop here, which would activate my weakness policy, but I think I get 2-hit KO'd, so that would not be great. So this is a special defensive Solgaleo with weakness policy, so pretty interesting, but the special defense should allow me to take most Pheromosas. Unless if it's like choice banded close combat, then I don't take that on that well. But if I find out it's a choice banded Pheromosa, then I do have a couple answers to that, so I would be okay with that exchange. But I should take on special fine. I also take on, say, Seismitoad with really no issue. If it's Earthquake, it's not doing a ton thanks to my 107 base defense. And if it's Earth Power, then with my boosted special defense, I should take that on with really no issue. Chandelure probably does a lot to me still, but I might even live the hit unless if it's Specs, but I don't even have to worry about that. We found out it's Scarf and it's already dead at this point. So, Morning Sun is for longevity. Toxic is there to hit the Zapdos plus the Seismitoad, because my moves don't really hit them super hard otherwise. And then Zed Headbutt should hit the team overall for pretty decent damage. The Dark type on the team is Tyranitar, and that's going to get bopped by close combat. And also, the Steel type on the team is Duraludon, so close combat is not going to kill, but it probably should to a KO, unless if it's like a physically defensive Duraludon. So yeah, hopefully this does pretty well. And with the weakness policy, I will be able to take, say, like a Throat Chop from the Pheromosa or an Earth Power from the Seismitoad. Still be pretty bulky, and still deal out a bunch of damage. So say, like, a Galar Slowking wouldn't be able to set up Calm Mind or Iron defenses on me as easily, because End Headbutt should 2-hit KO even like max defensive Galar Slowking if I have +2 attack, and I have a chance of flinch because I went with Zen Headbutt on this set. She goes for a triple axle and misses. That's quite unfortunate. But I'm in a pretty decent position to just go for a Toxic. I think she has a couple answers, Seismitoad or the Zapdos. And that's why I didn't really want to run like a Solar Beam Solgaleo set. It's a possibility, but because Zapdos and Seismitoad are both pretty okay answers, I want to gauge and make sure I have stuff to hit both. I could have ran like Solar Beam plus Stone Edge, but that probably means I don't have recovery, which makes it kind of tough for Solgaleo to stay alive for a long time. So she'll probably get rocks up here, but I can go into my my Slowking. The worst thing she can go do is like knockoff, which would be pretty bad to get rid of my my Tangaberry, but like kind of so be it. I think it's okay. So this is also an interesting spread. A mixed defensive nasty plot Slowking with only Psyshock, even though there is a Tyranitar on the other side. Hopefully I take one unboosted Tyranitar hit and I can kill with a counter if she just goes for a crunch outside of like a bandit hit, and that'd be great. I don't expect that scenario to happen, so it's not too realistic, but this ideally should take on the Pheromosa, because if Pheromosa goes for a Bug Buzz, and first I'd have to find out the spread. We know it's at least somewhat physical because I went for triple axle earlier, but so if she goes for a U-turn in the future, I can either go for a Psyshock or the counter. I probably go for the counter because if Pheromosa U-turns into Tyranitar, predicting the Psychic move, then my Tangaberry is kind of useless, but I will be able to live an adamant choice banded Pheromosa hit after Stealth Rocks with my Slowking with either U-turn or throw chop if that's the option of choice, because I would also live that hit. But if she U-turns into Tyranitar, I'd be able to kill the Tyranitar with a counter. And then from there, she has less options because the Chandelure is already down at this rate. So hopefully my Slowking can trade one-on-one, ideally with the Pheromosa, but if not, with something on the team and be okay. This is also a pseudo check to Galar Slowking. We don't know what it is yet, but if it's a physically defensive Calm Mind or Nasty Plot set, like I kind of expect it would be at this point, then I can Nasty Plot myself, and Psyshock should do pretty decent damage. I think it does 40 to 50% if I'm at +2 special attack. So definitely to the point where she won't be able to continuously recover or continuously set up that reliably. Ice Punch, okay. 18 damage and poison, okay. Oh, I forgot I don't have teleport on this set. That's pretty funny. I can go for a Psyshock here. That should be okay. I should do pretty decent damage to the Seismitoad, even though counter might have been a better play, but she overpredicts and goes for Ice Punch. I will definitely take that. And we can see what type of damage this is going to do. Like 30% or so? So not physically defensive. That's interesting. I think I can make the switch out and go into... It's a tough call, because I don't want to lose my item on really anything, to be honest. I suppose I can go into my Togekiss, predicting a knockoff to come out here. And that shouldn't do too much damage to me, obviously. Earthquake would be best case scenario. So this is a physically defensive Togekiss, basically meant to take on the Pheromosa and I guess the Tangela, but that didn't come this game. And also an Earthquake resist in case the Ditto did come and trace my Landorus' Earthquake. But that seemed pretty unlikely, all those scenarios anyway. The Toga is basically here to make sure Pheromosa doesn't run too wild. And I do actually live a banded triple axle from Pheromosa with my defense investment, which is kind of crazy. And Air Slash will obviously kill in return. Roost for longevity, Aura Sphere to hit the Tyranitar. Debated a lot of moves here in his last slot, but I went with Toxic to make sure I can hit the Zapdos. Power Whip, wow, okay. Maybe it's Assault Vest Seismitoad or something? And you get the Poison Touch there. That's pretty funny. It's going to be harder for me to take on the Pheromosa now, but I think I have okay answers for it still. Poison Jab could come out here. I think I just want to go for an Air Slash and pick up the kill. Liquidation. Okay, it is a faster Seismitoad, so that'll do some damage for sure. Definitely weakens me for the Pheromosa for sure, so she's definitely setting up for me to get swept by Pheromosa, but I think I have okay outs. Okay, Zapdos comes out. I feel pretty confident in going... I feel confident going for the Lando, but I think it's safer for me to just stay in and sack this off and go for Toxic. I mean, if she goes for a Substitute, that would be quite bad. Okay, the Hurricane does come off. So good that I didn't go into the Landorus there. I think I feel fine going into the Nihilego at this point and going for a Meteor Beam. So this is a speed boosting Nihilego set. It's a speed boosting because my total speed, which is 170, is higher than my special attack, which is at 169. So if I am if I'm able to get a kill with my Nihilego, I will get +1 speed. And with Meteor Beam and Power Herb, that means I will be getting a +1 special attack boost when I go for a Meteor Beam. So hopefully between Meteor Beam, assuming it will kill the Zapdos if she stays in, Power Gem plus Grass Knot should hit a lot of the team for pretty decent damage. Maybe outside of the Tyranitar probably lives a hit even at +1 special attack, and the Slowking would live a hit too. But I do have Mirror Coat on this set, and Mirror Coat, because I do have some defense investment, I should live a non-offensive Galar Slowking Psyshock, so that way I would actually kill in return with a Mirror Coat if she goes for Psyshock. If she goes for Psychic, I would also live and kill with a Mirror Coat. So that's a pretty cool tech. We'll see if it comes and works for me. Because if I pick up this kill, that'd be great. Another play is doubling into my Lander's predicting the Slow King to be Assault Vest, which I think it has to be, but I don't really necessarily care either because I also have Mirror Coat, so as long as the Slow King is not special attack invested, which I don't think it is, I should pick up the kill if it goes for a Psyshock. And if it goes for Psychic, it definitely doesn't pick up the kill. So hopefully I get this damage off. I can find out if it's AV or not. Let's see, and I do land a hit. That's great info. Let's see, like 25%. Oh, I am doing so much damage. 80%. Oh, that's a crit. Well, that is not Assault Vest, but that is definitely quite unfortunate because I'm definitely killing with a power gem here. Though, conversely, I could have just gone for another Meteor Beam here, predicting that she wouldn't sack off the Slow King, and then whatever is switching in takes a +2 Meteor Beam, but I think I'm okay getting this damage. She's actually going to sack off the Zapdos. Wow, okay, I guess the Slow King must be pretty important for her. So I am going to pick up the kill, and I'm going to get +1 speed off of this, which is great. Let's see what comes out here. The Tyranitar. Okay, so I have Grass Knot. And +1 Grass Knot's not going to kill, but it's going to do pretty significant damage. So I'm fine going for that hit. And we can find out how much bulk this Tyranitar has. Like, that's about 70%. It is a weakness policy. We'll see if it's agility. Dragon Dance, I'm not as worried about. Rock Polish, okay. Let's see. I think I just stayed and let this die. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go for the, I'm gonna die here, but that's okay. Oh wow, I outspeed? Okay then. I did not think I was gonna outspeed. So to note, Nihilego always outsped that Tyranitar because I was at +1 speed because I killed that Zapdos. Even if Tyranitar was max speed Jolly, it would have maxed out at 248 speed, and my Nihilego is currently at 255 speed, so I always outsped there. If I didn't outspeed, yes, I would have been in pretty bad shape, but I did outspeed, so we're good. Oh, you know what? I actually guaranteed outspeed because I am max speed Nihilego with the speed boosting set, so she probably assumed I wasn't going to run that much speed, but I kind of had to. This is not Assault Vest, and there is a chance, there's probably a chance she lives, actually. I think if she's not AV, then she must be max physically defensive. And I think she's going to just go for a Psyshock and get the kill. So, you know what? I think I'm going to go for a Meteor Beam here to try to get +2 special attack. It kind of seems risky, but I don't think she kills me with any one move. Unless she's very special attack invested. Psyshock. Yeah, I could have gone for the Mirror Coat there. Let's see if this kills. It does not kill. Okay, that's pretty cool. And I mean, she's definitely at rage. And I think as long as I hit this, I should win the game. Oh wow, she's gonna switch out. But I'm gonna be at +2 special attack. And I definitely outspeed this pheromosa because I'm at +2 speed. So if it's like Focus Sash and the sand goes off, I honestly forget. Oh, I just land a hit and I just kill. And that's a critical hit. I really don't think that mattered. I am at +2 special attack. Let's see if like an AV set would have lived the hit. Like AV, max HP, max special defense, probably lived the hit. But yeah, so anyway, we are gonna go for Power Gem. I don't think I kill it +2. It's gonna be pretty close, but regardless, I should be able to pick up a pretty nice 4-0 when, look at that, another crit. That is really insane. When it's like 3 crits in like 3 crits this game for me, and she missed a triple axle. Like, the triple axle miss probably didn't make a difference, but that's just super unfortunate luck there. But yeah, I will go into, let's go into Landorus and pick up the kill. I don't want to go into Soul Galeo, because I do want to pad the stats, but I could miss. So we'll go for a nice, safe Earthquake, and just win this game. Yeah, it must be physically defensive. Shucka Berry. I'd be very surprised if Shucka Berry didn't come off right here when I go for the Earthquake, but I'm pretty sure Earthquake is going to kill. Yeah, so I imagine it was max HP, max physically defensive Earthquake, meant to take on the Lando and probably kill an Ice Beam. Maybe Psyshock Scald Ice Beam, or maybe even just Scald on the set, but that wouldn't have killed me. But because I know she wasn't special attack invested, because otherwise I would have killed my Nihilego. But regardless, good game, Ellie. Sorry for all the crits I got, but I will take this win. We'll see if I'll play week 9 and see if I make playoffs or not. But until next time, later, guys.